Hey, this is We've Been Drinking MMA. We're breaking down and predicting Volkanovski Makachev's 2, and this fight is between Magomed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. This is a fight that people are. I think I'm excited to watch this fight, man. It's a light heavyweight fight on this pay per view, 205 pounds. My tentative pick is Magomed Ankalaev. This is backhand, and Lousy's pick is also Magomed Ankalaev. However, I don't want to bet Ankalaev. What I see happening is that it goes all 3 rounds, which I know sounds a little bit crazy since these guys can really finish people and they're dangerous strikers, both of them. However, I think it's gonna be in their head that they don't want to really throw too many punches with each other because of the fear of the knockout. So ultimately, you look at the records too. Johnny Walker in his last 3 is a KO, a submission, and a decision. But his last fight against Anthony Smith this year, it was a decision. It's because he's not throwing the punches the way he used to. He's not being reckless, and he's just really throwing a lot of leg kicks, and which is smart. You know, anyone of his opponents who is going to be standing close to him, why throw punches when they're there to be kicked on their legs? Why not aim for their legs and just back away? Because if you throw a punch, you're going to get countered because they're standing too close. And Magomed Ankalaev, his opponent in this fight, stands too close, in my opinion. And it's just facts because Magomed Ankalaev in his last fight versus Jan Blachowicz a year ago, he stood way too close, and that's why Jan Blachowicz just kicked his leg for like 3 rounds, and scored all of his points basically through leg kicks. And then in the 4th and 5th, Magomed Ankalaev took Blachowicz down after Blachowicz hurt his foot from throwing too many leg kicks. And then, so Ankalaev got the takedowns, and then it ended up being a draw for the belt at 205. So that was crazy. So Ankalaev is essentially an uncrowned champion here because a lot of people thought he won. It was a draw, unfortunately, for him. So, but it was a close fight, And anyways, in this fight, if you look at it, Walker, even though his last 3 fights he's had 2 finishes and 1 decision, but his very last fight, he's really turned into a leg kicker, which is really smart, like I said. So he's going to be leg kicking all night. And Ankalaev is a guy who stands too close, and so Walker's going to be just kicking the leg. Why is Walker going to take a chance of getting counterpunch knocked out when he's changed camps 2 or 3 fights ago, and now he's changed into more of a counterpunching leg kicker instead of an aggressive fighter who gets KO'd by the counter? Now he's countering and staying on the outside and just leg kicking. He's a phenomenal athlete, good speed, and he can use that against Ankalaev, who's a slightly slower fighter. So ultimately, the speed factor goes to Johnny Walker. The leg kicks are going to be there. And the counter punching, he'll just stay on the outside and counter here and there. But the problem is Ankalaev has a bigger arsenal, if you will. He can kick, he can punch, he can counter punch, and he can also take you down and hold you down like he did with Blachowicz the last 4th and 5th round. He just held him down for like 5 minutes on one of the rounds. It was crazy. So ultimately, Magomed Ankalaev, I see him really not committing to too many punches because he's going to be afraid of Johnny Walker's counterpunch KO power because Walker is a dangerous fighter. So I see Ankalaev throwing more kicks, going for takedowns, things like that, and his ground and pound is not that great. Proof of that is that in Magomed Ankalaev's last 5 fights, 4 of them have been decisions. So 4 out of 5 fights, his last 4 fights have gone to decision. He's had 1 KO over Anthony Smith. And Anthony Smith, we know, is a guy who stands very close, and Walker is not standing very close anymore. So Walker is going to be keeping on the outside, leg kicking. Magomed Ankalaev has proven that he goes to decision 4 out of his last 5 fights. They are against ranked fighters, but guess what? Johnny Walker's a ranked fighter, and Johnny Walker is as dangerous, if not dangerous, than any one of those fighters who Magomed Ankalaev has faced in his last 5 fights. So I believe it's going to be neutralized. It's going the distance. So that's going to be my bet, is going all 3 rounds. I hope it's going to be a good price. I think it will because they both have that monster type label on them, and I just think that they're both evolving and Ankalaev literally is turning into a decision fighter when he fights top 10 fighters, and Johnny Walker is, you could just see, he's turning into a smarter fighter who doesn't want to commit to being aggressive and just wants to counter punch and be on the outside and just leg kick you because he's faster than everybody. His leg kicks are better than everybody's. Why not just do that and get some guaranteed wins, right? So thank you so much for listening, and please like, subscribe, comment for that algo. Thank you.